Okay, now we are going to figure out how to solve systems using substitution, not graphically, but remember, graphically is just where do two lines cross. That's the solution to a system. Where do the two lines cross? Now we're going to do it without the graph, okay? And this sometimes is actually faster. Once you get used to doing this, this will be a lot faster. Well, step one for doing this, step one is to solve one equation for x or y. I know you guys are really used to solving for y, but you could do either or. Solve it for x or y. It doesn't really matter. And when I look at these two equations, I see that it would be really easy to solve for y here because I just have to subtract 2x from both sides. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to take this equation right here. I got 2x plus y, and that is equal to 3. Okay? And I'm going to subtract 2x from both sides. Subtract 2x. So my final equation, this one, is I got y. I know y is equal to negative 2x plus 3. So if I know any x, I can plug that in and I can figure out my y. So that's step one. Okay? Now, step two is to substitute. That's where the word substitution. Sub in equation, or sub in what you get, equation 1 into other equation, and simplify, and then simplify. So I'll show you what I mean by this. So what I know is, now I know that y is equal to negative 2x plus 3. So we're going to take this, and we're going to take this negative 2x plus 3, and we're going to put it in for this y. And when I do that, I will only have x's left here, so I can solve for x. So check this out. So I got my 3x minus 2, and my y is equal to negative 2x plus 3. I just substituted it in there. Equals 8. Okay, so I substituted that in for my y, I rewrote the equation, and now I'm at this point, and now I'm going to solve for this x right here, because there's only x's now. So I got 3x minus, let's take this and distribute here and here. Negative 2 times negative 2x is positive 4x, and negative 2 times 3 is minus 6, and that's equal to 8. Okay, so now at this point I can combine these like terms right here. So I got 7x minus 6 is equal to 8. And I'm going to bring this to the other side. So I'm going to add 6 to both sides. So I got 7x is equal to 14. Finally, I'm going to divide both sides by 7. And I know that x is equal to 2, because 14 divided by 7 is 2. So I know in my solution, I know my x value is going to be 2. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it right here. So that's my next step, step 2. Now step 3 is probably the easiest of them all. Well, maybe not. We can debate that. Step 3 actually asks you to do this. Take your value you got, take value, and plug it into either equation. So 3, take value. It could be the x or the y, depending on what you solve for, and plug in into equation. Okay? So now we're going to take this 2 and I'm going to plug it into either of these two equations. And in fact, we can even plug it into this one we solved for, because this equation is equivalent to this one. And that's what makes this so easy. Check this out. We're going to take this 2 right here, and we're going to plug it into the x right here. And when we do that, we're going to be able to figure out what this y is. So I got y is equal to negative 2 times 2 plus 3. So I plug that 2 into this, right? So I got y is equal to negative 4 plus 3. And thus y is equal to negative 1. And that's my y coordinate right there. Negative 1. So if you were to graph these two lines right here, if you were to graph these, it would cross at the coordinate 2, negative 1. And that's how you can solve systems using substitution.